As y'all know, man, the ACC schedule is dropping right now. Y'all know I cover ACC ball, so let's go ahead and talk about it. We're going to start off with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's going to start their ACC schedule against Stanford. Now, that's going to be a road game in California, right? So, Stanford's a team, when you look at them in its totality, a new-looking team. Tavita Pritchard is their new head coach, right? They lost, obviously, some of their guys to the portal. Only brought in 6 guys from the transfer portal as well. So this is going to be a different-looking team in 2026. I don't expect to be, in the ACC Conference Championship or be a high-end contender in 2026. Still a team figuring it out. Now, when we think about the Duke Blue Devils, a lot going on with them right now. It's been lately talked about Cooper Barkate could potentially hit the transfer portal and obviously join Darian Mensah, but right now it's in a standstill. We don't know what's going to happen, what's coming up next. Those two are still going through it with a standstill if they're going to let Darian Mensah potentially leave, right? That game will be at home for the Yellow Jackets after. Looks like they'll potentially have a bye week on the 3rd. We'll see for that one specifically. Then they're going to have Virginia Tech on the road. I think this is going to be one of the best games. In my humble opinion, I think with Virginia Tech getting James Franklin, having a top 25, they had a top 25 recruiting class for the 2026 cycle. Coming in, they were a bottom tier class under Brent Pry. Obviously, they fired him. As soon as they brought in James Franklin, he buffered that. He also buffered their schedule as well in terms of going in the transfer portal, getting guys, and having a top 5 class in the ACC, according to 247 Sports, of the transfer portal. That team's going to be really good. I rank them as number 3, the 3rd toughest team on the schedule for Georgia Tech in 2026. I really think VT is going to be back, and I got them winning between 9 and 10 games under James Franklin. Watch what I mean now, y'all. Y'all going to look at me crazy right now, but next year you're going to know what I'm talking about. Boston College at home, very winnable game for Georgia Tech. They should be able to handle business, should be able to come out on top, and should be very formidable, against Boston College. Lost Dylan Lonergan, Reed Harris. It's going to be a vastly looking different team. I don't think they will be as competitive or good. Now you're going to have Pittsburgh on the road, all the way up in Pennsylvania. That will be a tough game for Georgia Tech. They've struggled with Pittsburgh. Even last year when they had a chance to clinch a ticket into the ACC Championship game, they struggled mightily against the Pittsburgh Panthers. So for me, I think that's going to be a real good test to see where they're at. Mason Heights still kind of lit them up. DeCarrion Turner, he had an outstanding game, 200 yards rushing. But they won't be the same team. No Rasheem Biles next year. Kyle Lewis is going to the draft. They're going to be missing some pieces, so they should be able to win, but we'll see what happens. Now, the probably best game that should be on ACC Network should be, in my opinion, on ESPN when they play against Louisville on November 7th. That's going to be a very good game between those opponents as well. And if you look at the schedule, a lot of the opponents for Georgia Tech, it gets harder towards the end of the season, what it looks like. Louisville is going to be a tough opponent. They always are. Top finish again this year. They went 4-4 in conference play, 9-4 overall. They will still be good despite not having Miller Moss this upcoming season. Then Clemson. Say what y'all want. Road game at Clemson, November 14th. That will be another tough outing for Georgia Tech. That is a road game. Obviously Clemson, those two in this series have went back and forth. I think Georgia Tech leads it all time. We know last time they were up there, they struggled with interceptions and things like that. That's going to be an electric atmosphere with Clemson. It should be very interesting to see if they can come out on top. But the Tigers, when they're doubted and they're looked over and they're glossed over, they perform better. And a lot of people are going to gloss over them at 7-6, but this is going to be a very good team, I think, next year. I think Dabo's going to figure it out, and they're going to be competitive again in the ACC. Then you have Wake Forest, really good program, turned it around last year, won a lot of games under Dickert. Weren't expected to be that good, especially with all the changes, but they're losing a lot. No Robbie Ashford, no Christopher Barnes, no Damon Claiborne. They're going to have to reshape and retool this roster. I don't know if they're going to be as good, but that will be a home game for the Yellow Jackets. So that is the ACC schedule. That's my thoughts. That's my reaction. 8 games for Georgia Tech. They should be able to handle business. As I talked about in the article, the key games in the ACC, Virginia Tech, Duke, Louisville, Clemson. You have to go, I think, in that stretch, at least 3-1 or 4-1 during that stretch. If you can win those games, you should be just fine. The rest of them are very winnable. Boston College, winnable. Stanford, winnable. Pittsburgh, had to exercise some of your demons there, but still, that's going to be a tough environment. Going to have to be able to come on top. And Clemson's going to be a tough game as well. So can't wait to see. That's my reaction. Official ACC schedule. 8 opponents instead of 9 for the Yellow Jackets, but they should be able to handle business.